Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tomb Raider. We are on, I don't even know which number level this is, 6 or 7 at this point. This is Palace Midas, and the name itself might be a little clue as to some of the events of this level. So, we have 3 paths. The left path, which leads to the gardens. The middle path, which leads to a series of I wouldn't even call them trap rooms. Some are trap rooms, some aren't. And, sorry, the right leads to those. And the middle leads to some ruins. We are going to take this path first. Just because there's a couple of things down this way that I need to get sorted first. This level can be quite tricky. In that there are some parts of it that are very insta-death and very easy to fall into the trap of. But this level is also very enemy heavy. I find that there is way more enemies in this level than I've had to fight in prior levels. And the arenas we fight them in are always really tight. So this is kind of one of those levels where we're going to turf through quite a lot of med packs. Now, with those out of the way, we can walk up to here, and that will open it automatically. Oh, we're still doing this? Okay. I thought we'd gotten all of them, but apparently there was one more that I didn't know about. Anyway, in here, there's not actually a whole lot. We get a switch. But it's a very important switch, because that is the door, or the gate, to the gardens. Which is where we'll end up going a little later. I like to get it early. Just so as, like, I can clear out this area, because there will be a point where we come back to this room, and we will end up, if we don't kill these gorillas now, we'll end up fighting way too many at a time. Are they not coming at me? I thought they'd be coming at me. He's literally right there. I can see them kind of through the walls. There we go. Okay, there's one. See if we can get the other one to come in. You coming? No? You coming yet? How about now? Now you've gone quiet. Really? How about now? There we go. Now we got his attention. Okay, I think there's one more. Apparently not. Maybe that was the gorilla we already killed, who followed us in. Anyway, now that we've got all that cleared out, I'm going to pop a quick med pack, because I actually got pretty chunked by those, the two in that bigger room with the double doors. From here, we're going to go left. And we've got a couple of ways. Oh, I forgot about the crocodile. I always forget about that crocodile, actually. He's the exact opposite of what you would expect to find on a dry area. So here we've got 2 paths. There's the stairs leading up, which is kind of the more important way to go, but we need to go down this way first. Not because there's anything in this room that we absolutely 100% like is vital for us to finish this level. It's not. There's just a nice few little collectibles down here, and it's kind of good to know this area as well. Now, right here, there is a little path around, and like it's very easily missed. But also, what's also very easily missed? Oh no, yeah, is the gorilla. Oh no, who is well hidden behind there and doesn't even come near you until you are way too close to even get away. I can imagine the days of just nipping around this corner and bam, gorilla in the face. So, as easy as it is, 2 whole sets of magnum clips is pretty damn good. Just, like, literally just for killing a slightly hidden gorilla. Now we are going to have a couple more dangerous enemies around here. I think it's the next one. There we go. So we've got 2 lions in here. Come on. Okay, I think we're good. There we go. Okay. That's predominantly all of the enemies that I need to take care of in here. There's a couple of bats around the corner, but they don't really pose too much of a problem. There we go. And then here, all of that around here just for a small medipack seems a little excessive, in my honest opinion. But the magnum clips are definitely worth it. Now, around here, you can hear that sound in the background. And I know what it is, so I know what that's supposed to sound like. But for people who don't know what that sound might be, I'd be interested to hear what that sounds like to you. And it's a clue, kind of, for further on in the level of what we might have to come up against. So I will point it out when we get to it. I just want to see what people actually think that is, without actually knowing, if that makes any sense. So if you if you feel so inclined, please let me know what you think that is down in the comments. I would love to hear. With that all out of the way, though, oh, whoops. We're gonna take the high road. Ah, tank controls, come on. Okay, now we've got some more gorillas in here. I think it's just the 2. Maybe there's a third one. I feel like there might be a third one. Yeah, there's a third one. Where's he at? Where is he at? Come on, pal, where are you? There we go. Okay. So, that's that room cleared. And funny enough, I don't know if you guys caught it there, but when we're a certain distance away, we can kind of see what's behind doors. It's a bit weird. So you can see the spikes behind that door. And that's going to be one of the trap rooms. So we've got 4 doors in this room. I'm gonna label them 1 to 4 with the far corner, like opposite corner. I suppose let's break this down in an easier way. As we come into the room, the far right corner will be door 1. The near right corner will be 2. The near left will be 3, and the far left will be 4. So kind of going around in that order, 1 to 4. They all have symbols on them. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, I believe that's the Omega sign, and then the other one is just a Y. So all 4 of them have different symbols, they're the same 2 symbols, but a different set of symbols, and they are important. So door 1 here will be Y, and then 4 Omegas is what that's just what I think of them. And the best way that I can kind of give you to remember how these work is basically that Y just stands for yes. And I'll explain that once we get up top here. So before we go all the way around on these pillars, there's a nice little collectible over here that is 100% worth taking the effort, because it's literally just a long jump, and for it you get a medipack and some more magnum ammo. Definitely worth. So So from here, we just drop back down because it's actually much trickier to try to gauge that jump from the high ledge back down to the pillar. It's much easier to just go back and do this. Unless you particularly want that challenge. But in my quite honest opinion, this game is challenging enough to not want to give yourself extra challenges. So the whole way around here, it's literally just running jumps. You will land on the next pillar. There's no real trouble to it, except for that one that you have to grab for. But running jumps the whole way, and you'll be perfectly fine. This one we also do need to grab for. Now, there is one other item just before we make the jump across there, and that will be... Oh, we can't actually reach that. Oh, I thought we could reach that. Isn't that interesting? I always thought we could reach that. Very interesting. This isn't going to be one of those times where I have to hold down grab and... No, okay. Alright, never mind. I'm not 100% sure how to get that because I thought it was just a jump. Anyway. We need to be over here anyway. That's the important part. So, this is why these symbols are important. We have a set of 5 switches. All of the doors have 5 symbols. It's not too difficult to figure out that that means something. So, the way I remember is, Y means yes. The question is, do I pull the switch? Yes. So if it's Y and 4 omegas, the Y is the first switch, so we pull it. Omega, don't. So with that one switch pulled, the door is open. And that will apply to all 4 doors. Door number 2 is a little bit different in that the first symbol is actually missing. It's kind of like scratched off. But again, once you know how the system kind of works, you've got 2 options. It's either pulled or not pulled, so it's 50-50. And we'll get to that after we do this first room. But the main point is just to remember that. Y means yes. Do I pull it? Yes. Now this first room is where that sound comes in. So if you said, that sounds like fire, you would have been right. However, in terms of the sound I would have used for fire, I'm not 100% sure if that's what I would have thought of first. Now, we will have to come back through this water. So I just want to clear it out first. Yes, they are rats in the water. You would think in a place called Palace, it would be kind of rat-free. But that is not quite the case, unfortunately. I think I got... There's 2 of them. I think I got both of them. I'm not sure. I definitely got one of them because I can see it floating there. But I don't know about the second one. Oh, no, I didn't. I see him there. He's still moving. I think he's coming this way. So let's try to head him off the pass. There we go. Okay, we got him. Right, so. First things first, this is very important. We need to save. I think there is, in the PlayStation version of this, I think there is actually a save crystal in this room. But this is one of those ones we can't really afford to get caught out on because it is practically an instant death. Lara catches on fire and we die. So this little brown mark here, that's effectively your start line. When you get to it, the fires will turn off. You are then on a timer from the moment that you cross this line to get to the end. And the jumps are kind of tricky. I'm not going to lie to you. The best advice I can give you is just keep running, and every time you're midair, let go of jump, and as soon as you hit the ground, hold down jump again, and Lara will hopefully take another running jump as you reach the edge of the next platform. I probably won't get this first time because it is quite tricky. But anyways, let's give this a go and see what happens. Oh, have we got it? Have we? No, the last one. It's so finicky to get the timing right of releasing jump and then holding it again to make sure she actually jumps at the very edge. Because if you jump too early, she obviously won't make it. And if you have to stop to grab a ledge, you won't make it. It's just not enough time. The very last jump, you have to grab the ledge for. And because of that, you only just barely make it. Actually. Okay. Oh, there is still a live rat down there. I thought I got them. I always thought there was only 2. Maybe I didn't get the second one. Oh well. Okay. Let's try this again. Ah, again, the last hurdle. Damn. I actually find it really interesting that from below, even though the fires are lit, you can't actually hear them. It's only when you surface that you can hear them again. And I'm not sure if that was an intended thing. The whole idea of, like, being underwater, your hearing is restricted or things are muffled, you know, that kind of thing. Or if it was just limitations of the time. But it's a cool effect, in my opinion. Okay. It's so hard to get that last one because if you've done the jumps right, you're almost landing right at the edge of that last platform, which doesn't give you much time. Oh, whoa. To actually react and get that last jump off. So I think what is actually kind of important to do is not take, like, the beeline, as counterintuitive as that sound. Like, when we take a kind of a turn to make, like, a diagonal jump, I think we kind of have to over-exaggerate it so that we give ourselves enough space to land that last one. Damn! Come on! When I said I wasn't going to get this first time, I thought I'd get it, like, second or third. I didn't think it'd take me this many tries. And this is a long level, so trying to get these as efficiently as possible is pretty important because this level does take quite some time. There is a lot to it. Oh, come on. So part of me that wonders would it be faster to just load my save from back then, but then I realized that I hadn't killed the rats yet, so it's probably not. To be fair, we could just leave the rats alive if we had to. I mean, it's not like they don't do a whole lot of damage, and they're not exactly fast enough swimmers to be too much of a problem, so. Yes. Get up, Lara. Get up. There we go. So, if you had to kind of stop and grab on any of those other platforms, you just simply do not have enough time. Now, what was the point of all that, you might ask? Well, this is the point of it. What is it, you might ask? Very good question. It is a lead bar. And if that reveals to you the whole point, or the whole gimmick of this level, then congratulations, well done. You know some good parts of history and folklore. If not, it will become evident at the end of the level. So with that one down, we are going to take on number 2. So as you can see, the kind of first symbol here has been scratched off. Just for the sake of this walkthrough. Oh wait, gorillas. Forgot about those. Thank you, gorilla, for not being sneaky. That's your reward. I hope you like it. Just for the sake of it, it is an omega sign. So it's the 2 Ys, 3rd and 4th, are the only lever pulls. All the rest will be up. So we will have to reset that first one we pulled for the first door. And the reason we pulled this lever is so as we can get back without having to do all that pillar jumping again. Just saves time. So this one needs to go back up. And then it was 3rd was the Y. And 4th was the Y. Uh-oh. Damn. So with this door open, this is not really a trap room. But this is a very long section. Like for the 1st and the 3rd of these rooms, they are literally nothing more than just navigate the traps to get your lead bar. This one takes you around the world. So, pulling this block does something very unusual that I haven't really seen games like this do all that much. And it completely changes the environment back upstairs. That huge bang is basically... It's effectively like you've pulled a part of the room or part of the wall out, and all of a sudden there is sand everywhere. So this is one of those interesting ones where you can go up top and you can do a couple of fancy jumps, which I'll show you what I think you're supposed to do, and I'll show you what I tend to do. Just because, not that I'm saying my way is better, I find that my way is just much, much quicker. So I think you're supposed to go all the way up here, and then you've got a couple of kind of platforms here that you can... Whoa, let's not jump backwards. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, no. Oh, we survived. Okay, let's head back up. Okay. Let's try this again, shall we? So, we jump and we land on this platform. And this platform, literally right ahead of us, is just a standing jump away, which is perfectly fine. So, from here, I'm fairly sure... Actually, let me just get as high here as possible. I'm fairly sure we are supposed to land here, slide, jump, and grab. And honestly, that's far more complicated than it needs to be, in my honest opinion. Because we can stand here. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. So, instead of going that whole way around, if we just take a stroll all the way around to this far side, get to here, it's really simple to just take a standing jump to here, and then backflip, jump, and grab. I find that so much easier, because it means less kind of awkward diagonal jumping and falling potentially, and having to go back up the whole set of stairs if you mess up. I prefer just to drop, take that easy route, and that's that. But feel free to do whatever way, and if you figure out a different way to do it, by all means, fucking go for it. From here, we need to take a little bit of an awkward running jump. Got it first time, but it is a little bit tricky because you're hitting that ledge not straight on, which can sometimes cause a bit of havoc with grabbing. And this one's just a simple standing jump. From here, we've got some ledges to climb. Ledge on this side. Okay, so this is where things start to get a little interesting in this path, because we start to realize that the level's actually wrapping around on itself. A little bit. Oh, I forgot about the gorilla. Damn. Should have taken care of him before I made the jump, but again, I forgot he was there. Not too much of a problem, though. Okay. So with that sorted, there's actually nothing down this end of the room. Where we need to go, well, again, this isn't the way we have to go for progression in the level. It's more a case of we kind of have to go this way to get a little secret. The reason I dropped into the water there was to just kind of lure these crocodiles. Oh, shoot. Because they like to hide down that far end. So if you can kind of lure them up here, you actually get to have a few shots at them before they kind of disappear off into the distance. So there's one taken. See, they kind of just disappears off up there somewhere. But as soon as you drop in, he'll start to come back towards you, and you can swim a little bit down, pop up, get out, and then hopefully take him out before he disappears again. Or not. One more time should do. I've done enough damage that should be enough. Come on, Lara, get up. Don't be messing around with that. Whoops. That was not intentional. Oh, we got him. I didn't actually think I'd get him as I fell in, but that kind of looked out on that one. So, in here, we've got this small little ledge. And there's not a whole lot that this room is used for. And funnily enough, if you look above, there's a couple of breakable tiles. So, we traverse across the top of this room, and we can fall in here. So, if that happens, it's just kind of good to know where exactly you are. You just swim through there, and you're back in that kind of raised pool room. But what I'm actually here for is another secret, which you can see over on the far side there, in the corner. And it's a little bit tricky to get to. It's not immediately evident because this is a sloped platform. What we do have to do is we have to jump over the top of it, and we'll hit the opposite side sliding down. And then when we kind of get near the bottom, we need to jump again. Because if we don't jump, we will slide all the way back down into the pool again. Which just isn't what we want. So what we actually need to do is clear it and then jump again, and we'll land on this spot in the corner where we can just walk across, slide down, pick up our secret, which is magnum ammo and a small medipack. And honestly, it's not that particularly bad a secret to collect, as long as you kind of know where it is, which I suppose you could say for literally every secret in this game. There are a few that are kind of like behind really fatal death traps. But there are some that are just kind of make a slightly awkward jump and you're fine. So all of that down there is just to get that secret. And when I mean this whole level wraps around on itself, the bottom there is that set of rooms where we fought the gorilla by the 2 sets of magnum ammo and the 2 lions and the bats for the small medipack. That's the ground level. This middle level, though, the first floor, if you will, is where we're kind of aiming to go. And you can hear that there are some more enemies on that level. We will get to them. The easiest way to get down is going to be down this way, and you can see the shotgun shells there. That is our second secret, and honestly, the best way to get down is to get that secret. So we just shimmy across to the right here, and we actually get the secret little chime before we even drop, which is interesting. So we've actually got a stacked secret again, or a stacked item pile here again, which is 3 this time. So Uzi clips, shotgun shells, and a small medipack. As we jump out here, it's a good idea to pull out your guns because we do have a gorilla right outside. Okay, so with that taken care of, there is a way you could get down where you just kind of drop and slide, but you kind of lose access to both of those secrets if you do it. Down this way, though, there is it this one? Yeah, there's a small medipack kind of hidden in an alcove here, which is almost directly above the one below. weirdly enough, except on the opposite side. That's literally all that is down here. There's nothing here. I'm not 100% sure, but I get the impression that this whole side of the level is supposed to be kind of reminiscent of holding pens for like arena animals. I'm not sure. I feel like that could be what it's supposed to be, but I could be wrong. It's kind of hard to tell with all the Okay, we got a couple of gorillas to take care of here. And we kind of have to be careful here because he can very easily knock us off. There is also going to be a second one, which again we have to be careful of because it is very easy to knock us off. I think he's in the next one. So we're just going to take a couple of jumps back and let him come to us. There we go. Okay. So from here, there's nothing actually in those little alcoves, but there is a large medipack there. Where we actually need to go is... Whoa, camera. Is that away? Where kind of the crack ends. So the main gist of what you kind of need to do is jump, grab, and shimmy. But it seems like an awful waste to not grab this medipack in the process. Now I'm going to take a quick save because this is actually kind of a difficult jump to make. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's literally the very, very edge that you catch. I have actually taken that jump from what I thought was the edge and just barely kind of not quite gotten the grab. I've kind of hit the wall slightly under it. So it is very easy to miss that jump. But we do have to go this way anyway. So once we shimmy the whole way across, you'll start to see some dry ground to the left. And as soon as we cross where we can drop, we're going to get some bat action. Which is perfectly fine. Because they're not much of a problem. Now, I thought there was two. Oh, I hear him now. There we go. Right. So, from here, it's just a simple hop, skip, and jump. I say that, and most times I've said that I've missed a jump, but however, just a hop, skip, and jump over here. And we follow this around. And again, we're going to turn out into another area that is quite familiar. So this is where I was talking about when I said the broken platforms that led down to that room with the water in it and the first secret. So it's not too difficult to jump, to just take a stand and jump to reach that, and then take another stand and jump to get across. And just so as you can see it, this is the room that I was referring to, where we had to shoot the two crocodiles and take our couple of jumps across the slanted platforms. So if we fell, we could just get back to where we were. It's not too much of a problem. From here, though, we slide the whole way down. We take a drop into this room. And we've got some more platforms to just drop down. Make sure we don't take too big of a drop and everything's fine. So this room might look very familiar, and that will be because it's the room we started in. One quick thing to note is that you will have a lion absolutely sprinting for you, so make sure to not get caught out by that. But yeah, this all wraps around on itself. This was the room we started in with the pool and the three options. So I always love how levels do that, where you can see things early. You just don't know that you're actually going to end up using them later on. Like, I would have looked at these platforms appear and just thought they were there for like aesthetics, but would never have thought that I will actually have to be traversing them. pretty cool, in my opinion. So from here, again, we're going to arrive in another previous room. And this is kind of why I went around and cleared out these rooms first, because we would have had those gorillas kind of running around at the moment. So there would have been, I think it was 2 there. And we'd have followed this all around. There's another crocodile in here as well, which I would be very happy to take care of before I go in. Fairly sure there's a crocodile in here. Maybe there isn't. Thought there was. I was so sure that there was. Oh, there is. I was right. Okay, it's fine. He's gonna follow us so we can take him out when we get out here. Did he get away? Yeah, I think he got away. It's okay. I suppose we may as well just finish him off, put him out of his misery. Where's he at? Here he comes. Okay, taken care of. Now, from here we can take this ledge up, and we will arrive on the top of this building here, which was the building that we went through to get the switch that opened the gate to the gardens, where on coming in there was 2, but on going out there was another 3. So having not done this as a clear out 2 gorilla, clear out 2 gorilla, clear out 3 on the way back, if we had to deal with all of this now, we would have had these 2 lions in here, the 2 gorillas in here, and then on that ruined room on the way back, we would have had 5 gorillas to take care of. And honestly, that is just too many for me to want to deal with. There we go. Now, we probably could have taken care of the 2 lions and the 2 gorillas in this room from up here. And, you know, maybe that would have been fine. I don't even know if I killed that lion. Did he die? I think so. Yeah, I think that's his body down there. Anyway, our second lead bar is here. And honestly, like, this whole second door section just simply is not a trap room. Like, I could never describe it as a trap room. There's very, very little to no traps involved whatsoever. But it is just an absolute hike to go through all of that. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, we could have taken out the 2 gorillas and the 2 lions from up there, but trying to take 5 gorillas on the way out of here would have just been an absolute nightmare. And I'm just not willing to do it. I'd much prefer to kind of go through there, hit the switch early, take them out kind of 2 at a time, and then 3 at a time if we have to, and just deal with it that way. Oh, I forgot. I keep forgetting about the enemies that turn up after. Oh no, that was the lion. Whoa, he covered some distance to come all the way down here. That was the lion that we thought we killed, but apparently didn't. Anyway, with 2 doors down, we now have a 3rd door to do, which can be pretty tricky because, like the first one, there is a hell of a lot of situations where you can just die. It's a very, very easy one to get yourself killed. Fairly sure there's probably another gorilla in here somewhere. I feel like there probably should be. Maybe not. Anyway, so back to our original set of rules. So Y for the 3rd and the 5th. So the 3rd and the 5th we will need to pull down. The rest will need to be up. so 5th. 4th needs to be up. 3rd is already down, and the rest are already up. So that should open up what we need. Okay, so we got a lot of work to do in here. I'm going to save it first just because it is extremely easy to screw this up. So as with all spikes, if we can just walk through them, we will be fine. But what we need to do is going to involve some jumping over them. And this part is a little bit sneaky because this little block here is what we need to work at. Very easy to miss. So we need to pull it twice so that we can get access to in behind it. And then up and over it. We could, if we wanted to, push it again to give us an easier way back out of in here, but it's not vital. It's not 100% necessary. That sound always grates at my ears really badly. So we could just up back over it. And away we go. So what that switch did was the small platforms that were the spikes were surrounding, it has raised as pillars. So we need to jump the whole way across to that far corner where you can see a little entrance. And honestly, this first jump is the hardest. It is undeservedly precise. If you try to jump from standing jump, you'll overshoot it and you'll land in the spikes on the opposite side. If you take a step, if you take a whole jump back and jump, you'll hit the roof and you'll hit the spikes in front of it. What we actually need to do is walk right up to the edge, take a walking step back, and then jump and grab. We will still hit the roof above us, but we will just about grab the ledge of the platform. Like, that is unbelievably specific a thing to have to do to make that jump. All the rest of these jumps are fine. From pillar to pillar, it's just running jumps the whole way, just like the set of pillars back in the main room. Except this time, we don't even have to grab any of the pillars. They're all absolutely no problem to make. Now here, I'm gonna need my shotgun because this can be a bit dicey. So as soon as we hit this room, and you can see the lead bar there, as soon as we get into this room, a gorilla's gonna jump us, and if he manages to push us back even one step, we are dead. So we need to hit him as soon as possible. Damn. That's exactly what I was afraid of. And it's really unfortunate because we did actually get him. But, oh well, we'll just have to make these jumps again. It shouldn't take too long, but you can see what I mean about how this game ramps up in difficulty so fast. Like, it goes from suddenly kind of not being too bad to all of a sudden there are so many things that can kill you just instantly. And you don't see half of them coming. Like, gorillas coming flying around corners? I mean, why? Where did that come from? Okay, so let's get the shotgun out again. So what we kind of have to do is, once we head over, we just run straight forward. Oh, stop. There we go. Okay. So we're safe. It's probably what I should have done the first time instead of standing and trying to take him out. But that is all 3 lead bars. Now, getting out of here is also a slight bit of a challenge. Because again, if you screw this jump up, you still got a lot of spikes to deal with. So what I tend to do is just angle myself out that way and take a standing jump. And you just about dodge those. Oh, that's not the way I wanted to go. It was this way. And I wanted to just cut through that gap there. There we go. Right. I'm 100% sure there's a gorilla in here now. Or at least there should be. Well, that's bizarre. Okay then. Guess he's just not coming out to play today. So, yes, there is a fourth door. But we don't need to go to it yet. There's absolutely no point in opening up that fourth door just yet. We will get to it, don't get me wrong. We do have to go that way. But there is one thing we have to do first. So remember the gardens gate that we opened earlier? Now is the time that we need to go that way. Now, aha. So here we go. Got a couple of gorillas to deal with in here, which is... I think sometimes those gorillas actually run the whole way across. Because there's times where I've had extra gorillas in that other room and no gorillas in this room. So I think sometimes they go the whole way. Now, this is probably one of my most impressive rooms, just for its visual aesthetic with the green and the trees and all that. You don't really see it all that much. And what always impressed me is that we have secret number 3 in this room. And it's one of those ones that you honestly would not even... Like, unless someone told you it was there, it's highly unlikely you would know. So, secret 3 is behind this gate. We need to go in there and around to the left, and there's a rather dangerous trap in there. In order to open the gate, there is the most secretive switch behind this tree. You can see it just there on the wall, to the right, behind the tree. Like, you wouldn't even think to look for that if someone didn't tell you. Now, we need to take this with full health. I don't think I've ever actually managed to do this without taking a ton of damage. It's really difficult because of these traps. We need to get pretty close. We need to be almost smack bang in the middle of the tile, like centered from the left and the right, so that we're going straight through the middle of this. The easiest way I find is to take a side jump across it, and that middle block there is a crumbling platform, and under it are spikes. I may not get the chance to show you that, but there are spikes under that platform. At the point that this begins to open again, at the earliest point that we can, we need to jump sideways. It's highly likely that I'll take damage from the second gate regardless, which is why I kind of have to be at full health, because these do a ton of damage. But we're going to give it a go anyway. I'm actually going to save it real quick, just in case I screw this up. Okay. Okay, didn't press the side button. Let's try that again. Yep, I jumped too early that time. Because the gate hadn't fully opened and I just passed straight through it, taking full damage. And it honestly, the damage it does is crazy. I made it through on damage, look at that. So that's what you're aiming to do. It does not always work that way. So in here we've got magnum shells, and you'd be forgiven for looking around and going, oh, that must be it. It's not. Again, they pull that same trick. There are shotgun shells hidden behind this tree. And there is a small medipack behind this tree. And I always find it funny that they give you a small medikit for getting through this trap. As if to go, yeah, so what? That wasn't hard, was it? Just like the biggest, like, F you that they could give you. It's just that small medikit. When they know full well you've probably taken enough damage to warrant using a full one. So with that out of the way, again, super advantage of playing on PC is that I can save before I do this again. Oh my god, I actually managed to clear it twice without taking damage. I'm not going to lie to you, I have never done that before. I've never managed to clear that with no damage. I usually take a chunk. Anyway, with the third and final secret of that level, or this level, out of the way, we can now go and do what we need to do to finish off. And we're not too far from being finished. I do like the fact that they give you a large medikit here. Just as a kind of, look, I know that if you go that secret way, it's like, look, I know that secret was tough. Here you go. Have that. Have it for free. It's even on the way to where you need to go. So from here, we arrive at this broken statue of King Midas himself. And this is where we kind of get the namesake of this level. And for those of you who figured it out early, this is the point where you probably... For those of you who didn't figure it out earlier, this is the point where you'll realize why it's called this. So we put the lead bars on his hand. Why? Because the story of King Midas is that everything he touched turns to gold. So we put the lead bar on, and she takes the lead bar back, and now we have a gold bar. And we proceed to do that with all 3 lead bars, which is why I needed to do those 3 doors first, and then come back to the gardens then. And then the last one. And that is all 3 gold bars. Now, funnily enough, I love that they included this in the game. That the whole thing of Midas' touch turns everything to gold, and I cannot emphasize everything, anything it touches to gold more. That is the reason I've just saved it. Because if you so happen to not realize what this is, and you kind of climb up on it, instant death and a one-off animation cinematic. Which I always thought was like such an unnecessary thing to put in, but I love that they did. So, just wanted to show that off as well. So, we've got our 3 gold bars. It's time for us to head back. It is a little bit of a trek back, but it's not too bad. Oh, that's right. The floor is too high for us to do that. Or the ceiling is too low, whichever way you want to look at that. This gate is actually a complete dummy. There is nothing behind it. There's no way to go. It's just a dead end. I think they only just put it in for symmetry's sake for the far side. Which I totally get. You know, I like things to be symmetrical as well like that. So with that out of the way, we're going to go back to the room with the 4 doors. And we're going to finally open that 4th and final door. So, the combination for this last door is Y, 3 omegas, and Y. So, first and last will need to be pulled. Everything else remains up. So, last is already pulled. So we can raise the middle one, and then pull the first one. And then we can go. Now, I don't know if this is just my interpretation of this room. But similar to the previous level with the Colosseum, I feel like this room we're in here was probably a sense of another kind of arena that they send gladiators and whatnot to fight in, just because of the fact that you've got a series of switches up there which open a series of doors, and you had that previous area that kind of looked like holding pens, like three tiers of holding pens. So I feel like there was probably an operator up top who used the switches to open these doors to allow animals and whatnot in, and that these other rooms probably actually weren't like trap rooms. And the main reason that kind of makes me feel that way is that when we... Oh, there's a lion in here. I almost forgot about him. The stairs in here lead us up to a balcony, which to me suggests that people probably, or the King Midas himself, would have been up on this balcony to watch these kind of gladiatorial, is that a word? Gladiatorial events and fights. I don't know, just something that I thought was interesting. The only reason that we go out that way is for those shotgun shells, and I think on the PlayStation there's a save crystal out there as well. Where we actually need to go is here, where they quite kindly show us 3 times gold bar, just in case it was unclear. So with the 3 gold bars that we already have, we pop 1 into each of the slots. And that will open this door. And this door, believe it or not, guys, is the end of the level. So we slide down here, and that's the end of that. So like I said, this is a really, really enemy-heavy level. 43 kills, which I think is by far the most kills we've had in a level. Yes, we could have probably skipped a couple of crocodiles and not bothered them too much. But at the end of the day, like, they were there. I may as well have killed them. 22 pickups and 3 secrets out of 3. 53.5 minutes. Such a long level. Like, I don't think any of the levels we've done up to this point have been quite this long. I think we've had a couple that have reached 35, maybe even 40, but almost an hour. Like, 7 minutes off an hour is quite long for a level. So, this video itself is probably going to be quite long, and I hope you stick with it, because this is a fantastically designed level in my opinion. It's so elaborate and diverse, and the way that it wraps around on itself I really enjoy. And the traps and the switch sequences, trying to figure that out for the first time can be really challenging, and I really enjoy this level. But for now, guys, that was Palace Midas. We're going to take on the next level, which is the Cistern, in the next part. And it's one of those levels that I really don't have too much of a recollection of. I'm not sure why, I just don't remember a lot about it. But anyway, we're going to call it here today, and we will take that on the next part. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again real soon, and take care.